Follower by Seamus Heaney. My father worked with a horse plough. His shoulders glowed like full sails strung between the shafts and the furrow. The horses strained at his clicking tongue. An expert. He would set the wing and fit the bright steel-pointed sock. The sword rolled over without breaking. At the headrick, with a single pluck of reins, the sweating team turned round and back into the land. His eye narrowed and angled at the ground, mapping the furrow exactly. I stumbled in his hob-nailed rake, fell sometimes in the polished sod. Sometimes he rode me on his back, dipping and rising to his plod. I wanted to grow up and plough, to close one eye, stiffen my arm. All I ever did was follow, in his broad shadow round the farm. I was a nuisance, tripping, falling, yapping always. But today it is my father who keeps stumbling behind me and will not go away. Follower is a poem that shows us how much Heaney admires his father, but shows how frustrated he feels about his lack of expertise in agricultural or farming area. In the second stanza, we see the use of strong consonant sounds, for example, sod or head, rig, wing, sock. These suggest his resentment and frustration towards the lack of skill he's got. We also see the use of onomatopoeic or rhythmic words which emphasize and mirror the father's footsteps, words like dipping and rising, which kind of show the action, for example, dipping because it's going down and up, or rising, it's going up. We also see the use of a lot of phrases that express the father's expertise, skill, authority, and Heaney's admiration. For example, phrases like narrowed and angled. These just are very precise language points to use, and these definitely show the father's expertise. And the obvious one which shows admiration is an expert. It's a short sentence which increases the exclamatory tone to this sentence. And we also see phrases like with a single pluck. This shows a very high level of skill in this particular area. We also see that Heaney uses similes to show and express his father's strength, and this helps the readers comprehend and fathom what Heaney is trying to put across. So phrases like, for example, glowed like a full sail strung between the shafts and the furrow. In this case, a simile of that would be glowed like a full sail. We also see that Heaney uses enjambment to show and put across the idea of effortlessness and smoothness in the father's work, and this shows that he's really at ease here, and this again rests on the idea of expertise, and it just shows that he's very skilled in this area. We also see that Heaney uses verbs in the form of adjectives in places like, for example, the sweating team, where sweating, although it's a verb, is used as an adjective. These paint an image and reflect the father's skill, definitely. Jargon is used again to remind the reader that Heaney still has connections to his roots. The tone of the poem changes constantly from admiring to resentment to achievement. Most of the poem is really in past tense, except for the last two lines. The structure. The first three stanzas are about his dad, the last three are about himself. The last three are completely contrasting to the first three, and this is shown by the contrast between admiring in a very frustrated tone, which comes across from the last three with words like stumbled, um, nuisance, etc. And rhythm and rhyme pattern. Um, we see the rhyme pattern as AB, which kind of shows a control. This reinforces the father's skill and expertise and control over his work, and it could also symbolize the memories um, Heaney has of his past and the inability um, to let go of them, and the way the family tradition and the memories of it constantly haunt him because it's like a circular rhyme pattern, so it comes across that way. And the last line, which is behind me and will not go away, is very, very ambiguous, and it can have various meanings, so feel free to just explore loads of different meanings. Um, this just suggests that the ambiguity of it just suggests that his decision over his career choice has never stopped him from feeling guilty and his family from feeling disappointed. So those thoughts and that guilt just like clings to him and will not go away. It could also mean that the memories about his past that still plague him are on his mind, and he feels inadequate to be like the father and his ancestors, and this inadequacy kind of just remains with him and will not go away. Metaphorically, this could also mean that the father is now the weaker one and needs Heaney's help and becomes the follower. This poem fits well with digging, and similarities would be it refers to strength, expertise, power, dedication, precision. Contrasts father's precision and strength with his clumsy job. Even if he wants to let go of the roots and traditions, they won't. He can't as they grow and develop him and make him.